Okay, blade lovers, welcome back to This Old Sword Blade Reviews. It is coming up on the holiday season in 2023. We're just a few days from Christmas here. I know I shouldn't say stuff like that because it dates the video, but I'm not labeling it a Christmas video, but it's kind of one of my year-end collection videos. I'm going to do a few of these. And so what's the premise here? What are we doing? Why do we have these knives on the table? Well, as you probably saw from the thumbnail and the title, these are pocket fixed blades. That's a category I've used in the past, and a lot of you guys seem to have liked that. But these are pocket fixed blades that are in the custom category. Now, custom category, there are going to be at least one or two, maybe one knife on the table that is not a pure custom. It is not hand ground. It is CNC'd, but it is a unique design. And well, we'll start with that one. This is Compliance Edge. This is the DCC, and it is a gorgeous knife. I was fortunate enough to hop in on his Friday drop some months back, and I did a review on this. So by the way, if you're looking for measurements and all that kind of stuff, I may throw a measurement in here and there, but basically speaking, I'm not going to do measurements on every one of these knives today. I may give you a sense of how long they are. All of these will fit in the pockets of like a 511 tactical pant, or something like it, maybe even jeans pockets if the pockets are deep. Some more easily than others. So what is the DCC? By the way, there is a one with a ring, and he gives it a different name. It's the DCCR, or DCK. God, DCK, I'm thinking of the clips, right? This is the DCK. So it does come with or without a ring. Was fortunate, as I was saying, to get this one with the gray G10 rock pattern, and the blades on these are all 3V, really tough steel, double edge, kind of what you'd call a bayonet grind, really. It just fits the hand so well, and you can also use this as a daily carry knife as well. I mean, it does have kind of a pointy tip, but you can use that tip for various cutting chores. You could hold it like that. Just have to be careful you don't stretch out too far, but what I like is that he gave enough room on the thumb ramp here to definitely get your thumb in place. All right, elephant in the room sort of for this knife is these deep jimpings, if you want to call them jimpings. They are not sharp. Somebody said he would never get this knife because it's going to cut his finger up and so on and so forth. A lot can be said by looking at a video and assuming things. I try to give you as much information and feedback on these as possible. But while this is bumpy, and I suppose with enough tremendous amount of force, you could do some damage to your thumb, I doubt it. He's nicely round these over. And the same thing here on the pommel, because the pommel, you can perfectly cap that for your Picot grip. I mean, 90 degrees, that's what I'm looking for, right? Perfect. These are screwed on handle scales, so they can be exchanged. I'm not sure if he's doing extra handle scales or not. Comes in a beautiful sheath. I can't say enough about sheaths, because Kydex sheaths can be done wrong. And without mentioning any other companies, I'll tell you that there are some that are pretty sloppy out there. This is a beautiful sheath. And it is in the carbon fiber look. It's not carbon fiber, but it's just kind of a carbon fiber pattern. And oh man, it just pops right off beautifully. And when it's on, it's snug. There's zero rattle with this thing. So that is the Compliance Edge DCC, pocketable fixed blade in the custom category, although not hand ground. We'll leave it at that. He's still getting forget what he's getting. He's still getting near 3 for these things. And it's kind of stretching it for me because I have gotten Pinkerton knives, and you'll see one soon, that have come in around the same price or less. So let's talk about Dirk Pinkerton, one of my favorite custom makers, a truly custom knife. And this is the Urban Nomad. This is in his very popular style of blade. This is in a Wharncliffe. Okay, some of you guys want to call it a reverse Tonto. Then all Wharncliffes are reverse Tontos. What can I tell you? This one he did in Magna Cut. You can see it there. You can see his logo. Very minimalist. Just enough handle for my medium-large hand. I can just squeeze it in there, but it's snug, but it's nice. It can be used reverse, but you know, and you do have a point there, but not the ideal Pikal knife. It's really more of a sock thrusting grip from the Filipino martial arts. Okay, good thick stock on this guy, and I said once in a while I'd measure one. So whoop, that's a rubber band imposing on the scene. Overall on this guy is almost 7.5 with a blade of about 3.5. So I think a 3.5-inch blade is about ideal for pocket carry. The DCC here is more around 4 inches, so it's going to be a little longer for pocket carry. For pocket carry, you want to be able to thumb the sheath off. Or, in the case of this one, where you really can't thumb it off from Dirk, you can put a tether on here, attach it to your belt. And when you pull the knife out of the sheath and keep drawing, the sheath attaches to your belt, and the knife comes out, and you're all set to go. Very, very sharp, flat grind on this one, not a hollow. And you still got some ample point, but that is a piercy point, even though it's not maybe the steepest clip on the top of that Wharncliffe. Beautiful handle, G10, multi-layered. He just does a tremendous job. And if you ever have the opportunity to get a Pinkerton custom, I would definitely go for it. Pick the style you like, and he does offer many different styles. I'm going to jump to the Nova One. It's a Hogtooth made knife. It is completely custom, hand ground. And this was designed by Bob DeMarco in collaboration with Hogtooth Knives. I believe Hogtooth Knives, the guy's first name is Matt. Could be wrong, but I think that's it. 154 cm on this with a heavy stone wash. And Bob put a lot of thought into the design of this knife. There is going to be a Nova 2. I have to thank Bob. This was a birthday gift. And you don't run into too many guys on social media. They're going to gift you a knife that's you know, in the $300 category. Beautiful file-like jimping. Your thumb really sticks to that. And trying not to measure everything, but I believe it's a 3.5 on this one. Yes, 3.5 overall. Same length as the Urban Nomad. Beautiful, kind of a burgundy micarta handle with a little bit of a polish to it, but sort of a rock pattern carved into the middle. So you got some grip, and holds very well in either the point up or the point down grip. Although we don't have a sharpened swedge, we still have a very sharp main edge here with a recurve, a little bit of a recurve there in a forward belly. Very good usable EDC knife, as well as a tactical knife. You're probably tired of hearing the term tactical, but you know, basically meaning you can use it for self-protection should you need to, or just you know, pull it out to cut something in a pinch. Let's see if we can find some room for the Nova. And by the way, Nova, N-O-V-A, the name comes from Northern Virginia. Bob was sort of at the time thumbing his nose at some of the restrictive knife laws in Virginia. But since then, they have legalized switchblades, autos. A great thing. Here we have from Kell Knives, another very favorite company of mine. This is a full custom, comes out of Georgia. By the way, all of these are USA made, so if you're looking for USA made knives, here they are. All different states represented. I think Compliance Edge is out of San Diego, and Dirk Pinkerton, he's out of North Virginia. And sorry, just kind of stuck on my thoughts there. This is a Burl G10, Burl G10 with a ring. The beauty I find of rings is that you can snap them out of the sheath just by putting your finger through there. And if you put your finger through right, then you've got a grip on it. In most cases, when you put the index finger in the ring, you're going to have it in the point down grip. You may or may not like that. But that is a wide bevel, sharp Tonto. And again, it is referred to as a Nighthawk. He uses night in a lot of his names, but let me just verify that we are talking the Nighthawk. Yep, Kell Nighthawk, 3.5-inch blade out of 80 CRV2. So it will rust, but Tim uses a nickel boron finish on his knives, which is an amazing slippery finish that also has corrosion resistant properties to it. So really only your edge is exposed there on that 80 CRV2. Comfortable knife to hold in point up grip, hammer grip. And if you want to put your pinky through, you could. I'm not real comfortable putting pinkies through rings. I would rather use the ring for this, but you don't have to. You also have a little nub on the end there, should you want to use that pommel as a persuader. That is the Kell Nighthawk. I'm trying not to spend too much time on these blades, but we're going to move on to auxiliary manufacturing, and Michael Jarvis hand grinds these knives. Does a great job with the DCC clips on these and with his sheaths, and yes, you can thumb this off. By the way, on the one thing I wanted to point out on Kell Knives is that he jimps a ramp in there for a thumb push off on all his knives, which is tremendous. So this one is called the Carl Jr. It started with the Carl. You'd call it Carl Sr. This comes through in a beautiful, I believe it's fat carbon, a black fat carbon, black and gray. These knives, the Carl series, hold so well that it just melts right into your hand. And he does the stone jimping on the top and everything. You can hold it beautifully and point down if you want the Picot grip. Although you don't have an edge on the inside, you still have that jabby ability. It's got a good thickness to it. This is only a 3-inch rather than a 3.5-inch blade, and I would say it's ideal. Overall, it's 7 inches. Really, 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 really nice. Apparently it was designed by a police officer, I think in Chicago, but I'm not sure, that kind of proposed a design to Michael. And it's been one of his most popular knives, if not the most popular knife. And he has a lot of different models. I've got the Bottle Rocket, which is a double edge. I got the full-size version of this, which is the Carl 4-inch. But, you know, for a small knife, it just holds beautifully. Just enough handle there. And I can place my thumb fully on the back. It feels extremely secure. Carries in the pocket extremely well, or on the belt. You notice a lot of these aren't set up with clips because I do drop them in the pocket. Not the fastest draw, but still very, very quick acquisition. You can thumb it off in your pocket. Just don't draw back or you'll slice your pocket open. Here is Aaron Bieber, AB Knives, Aaron Bieber. Really quite the artist in hand grinding knives. This one also has a nice sheath. These are tough to do, these sheaths, when you are using the Tsukamaki wrap. And so there's ray skin underneath with a black Tsukamaki wrap. And he uses something other than epoxy, but it is even better than epoxy. What happens is that it seals this whole thing together, and even in and out of the sheath, there's no loosening, no unwinding of the fabric. You don't see that on the traditional Japanese knives, but it is something that many makers, modern makers, do with that Tsukamaki wrap. Beautifully tied. And again, we're talking about, I think a 3.5 inch blade on this guy. Yeah, 3.5 inch. And overall 7.25. So it's a good size also, just about the same as the Carl in terms of fitting it into my hand. And you've got built-in grip here. Beautifully built-in grip. Look at that. Wherever you grab the knife, you've got finger grooves, basically. And hard to see it. This is, forget what he calls this finish, but it's kind of a grayish neutral finish. Roughed up there, it's got these little kind of textured beads on the surface of the knife. And finger fits right up in that kind of built-in choil there, if you want to call it that. Great for EDC work. Also fits great for point down, pakal work. One little feature here that's hard to notice is that this swedge is hollowed. You actually have a hollow ground swedge on this knife. Let me see if I can back out just a little bit. There we go. I think we catch a better focus without being zoomed in too far. I'm not using a cell phone. I use a real camera. Real men use real cameras, right? No, whatever you shoot on is good. Whatever works for you. I can't say enough about it. Oh, by the way, I could say one more thing about it. It is the 302, his very popular 302 model with a slight horseshoe kind of curve to the whole thing. By the way, that Model 302 is in MagnaCut also. So we've got MagnaCut 154 CM, MagnaCut 80 CRV2, and I didn't mention we've got, what do we have on the Carl? The Carl is AELB, AEBL? AELB, I always forget. You know what I mean. Similar to 14C and 3V on the compliance edge. Last but not least, we have the Vandal, which is a little tight. Comes in a very interesting sheath. Before I talk about the knife, I will say that the sheath is ambidextrous. So that clip goes down deep in the pocket and will go on the right pocket or the left pocket. So this is truly a pocket carry, but certainly could go inside the waistband as well. Fits down in there so that basically you just got this little piece of the handle which you can grab and take out. It is a Pikal design knife. MF Blade Works is Ryan Atkinson. No, it was designed by Ryan Atkinson. Sorry about that. You may know him as Fieldworks on Instagram. This is a Norplex handle, which is an interesting material, and I understand it's pretty pricey. It is a layered combo of G10 and a rubber-like material. And I think it may be a DuPont product, but don't quote me on that. There's a single and a double-edged version of this knife. It fits perfectly in Pikal, and Ryan Atkinson knew exactly what he wanted with raising the point the way he did, so that when you do Pikal, you want the point a little bit above the center line of the handle, see? Because you're using a downward arc, natural downward arc, kind of like an animal's claw. And this will cut, as they say. This one's out of 3V, I believe. Also a very tough steel. These are not hand ground. These are machine made, and I believe it was machine made by, forget who makes it. Let's see if I can find out for you. So the design, well, initially I was told that MF Blade Works uses a, or were doing them themselves. And then the orders became too many. And what they ended up doing was farming the work out to another machine shop. So I don't know that I can tell you right away. I'm trying to look it up here. Anywho, you can probably find out, but I'm sorry that I don't have that information for you. But it is MF Blade Works. It is machine shop produced by another concern, OEM. Beautiful knife, however, and it's got kind of a, I think it's a DLC finish on it. Pretty well bonded and so forth. So, I mean, the black finishes will wear off of any knife, but that's, if you use it, really, who cares? And 3V is a rustable steel, so you do need to put a little oil or silicone or whatever on there every now and then. Okay, I don't want to get off track, but MF Blade Works Vandal, hard to find. They do limited runs on it. But there you have my selections for favorite custom pocket fixed blades for 2023 year-end wrap-up. We're going to be doing production knife review, and we're going to be doing some folder reviews. I'm going to see if I can get all of those collectible, or favorite, I should say, knives of 2023 in. Hopefully before the year's out, but if not, we may do 1 or 2 January entries. Okay, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. I will be back with you soon. Be well.